everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's great to see so many of you here. I can see there's still some people arriving, so just while we're waiting for the last few people to join, just like say thank you for being here. And you're very welcome to our webinar this morning on how to order your tax-free AllGo Mastercards before year end. We will keep our presentation relatively short for you to allow us as much time as possible for your questions at the end. And just to note as well that today's session will be recorded and the recording and slides will be sent out in the coming days to everyone who is registered. So without further ado, just some quick introductions on who we have here this morning. Myself, I'm Sinead. I'm the marketing manager here at AllGo Mastercard, and I am joined by Gary Purcell as well, who is our CEO.
Morning.
Morning. So in today's webinar, we are going to cover our physical versus digital MasterCards, the differences between those, our pricing and lead times, our cut-off dates in December, which is a very important part of today's webinar, and our order process as well. And we will end with a live Q&A and answer as many questions as time allows. And hopefully your questions will be answered as we go along this morning as well. So who are we at AllGo Mastercard? AllGo Mastercard is one of the leading B2B gift cards for rewarding employees on the small benefit scheme. We launched the card in 2016, so this is the 10th year of operation in terms of the peak end of year season. We are based in Dublin and we'll have 40 employees in our office at year end. We are a guaranteed Irish company, so fully owned and operated in Ireland. And we have some sister brands as well. We have Amplify Recognition, which is our points-based employee recognition tool. Companies use to reward their staff throughout the year with points that can be converted into tax-free gift cards, which can make the process impactful and efficient. So if you'd like to hear more about that, please do reach out to us or visit our website, amplifyrecognition.com. And we also have allgifts.ie, which is our gifting website for instant multi-retailer vouchers for all your other gift voucher needs. So that's us. And I guess I'll hand you over to Gary now for the next section.
Thanks very much, Sinead, and welcome to everybody on the webinar. So we're going to get straight into it, talk about AllGo Mastercard, how it works, the differences between physical and digital, and then get straight into lead times and cut-off dates, and then open it up to questions. So Mastercard, AllGo Mastercard, what is it? It's a universal gift card, which means it's an open loop gift card accepted anywhere that accepts Mastercard worldwide. It can be spent in store, online, and even abroad. So over 50 million merchants, like I said, worldwide. Everything from your local cafe to flights or holidays abroad. It's a single load, non-ATM, so it's loaded once. You can spend it anywhere, but you can't take cash out on it or convert it into anything that would be cash, because that would be contrary to the small benefit scheme. So it's optimized, I guess, for the €1,500 small benefit scheme in Ireland. And we've already covered a lot of detail about small benefit in our previous webinars. And there are lots of guides and a full comprehensive PDF on the small benefit to download from our website if you want to know more about how that works. There are two formats to the gift card, physical and digital. The physical card is a traditional magstripe gift card that is given to individual employees, and it can be spent in store by swiping the card through the POS system. So it's swipe and sign. It can also be used online with the digits that are on the front and back of the card. And when you register your card, you automatically get opted in for 3D Secure. So you put in your mobile number when you're activating the card, and then you can use it online with getting a secure SMS to verify each online transaction. The Digital Plus card works a little bit differently. Again, you can spend it in store, but this time by tapping with Google Pay and Apple Pay. So Digital Plus you get by email, and you download it and add it to Google Play and Apple Pay and tap in store. You can also use it online as well using the digits and 3D Secure. So physical, you don't tap. Digital, you can. So just go a little bit further into the physical card. So it's presented in a DL envelope with the window on the front and the employee's name displayed clearly on the front. The card value is not, it is printed on the inside of what we call the card carrier, which is the carrier, the wallet that the gift card comes mounted in inside the envelope. So how you order is you go onto allgogiftcard.com, you upload a spreadsheet of recipients, and we'll go into this in a little bit more detail later on. You have branding options. For example, you can personalize the message that's printed on the inside of the gift card on the card carrier itself. You can put a color logo of your company on the outside of the envelope. You could even brand the card carrier, so you can design a whole card carrier where the card gets mounted with your branding. And you can also separately do a DL size branded greeting card if you want to do a nice Christmas maybe greeting card to staff with a personalized message. That can all be branded up and inserted into each envelope as well. So the delivery, there are three different types of delivery for physical cards. The normal one, I guess, is what we call bulk delivery. So this is where all the cards are packaged together and sent out in one go by courier to your business location or locations. And you can specify when you upload the spreadsheet, when you place the order, whether the cards should be grouped by, say, department or manager or just by sequence of the spreadsheet that you give us. So that's bulk delivery. Individual delivery is where you have the addresses of your employees' home addresses, and you want us to send the cards individually out to each individual address. That can be done. And finally, there's a portal delivery, which you can enable a portal so that your employees can log in on and order the card for delivery to their address themselves. If you're not sure where of the individual addresses and you don't want the cards to be delivered in bulk. Digital Plus, so it's easy distribution by email and mobile wallet, and the card is emailed directly to the individual. Again, you order online on allgogiftcard.com, and we'll discuss that in more detail later. You upload a spreadsheet of recipients, so a slightly different spreadsheet with obviously email addresses included. Branding options are a personalized message that goes out with the email, the gift card. And you can also have a branded card email. So this is a fully branded email that we would send out prior to the cards being emailed out to individuals. It has all your branding on it, your messaging on it, and has explanations about the card, what's about to arrive in their inbox and how to download and use it. So important to know, digital cards emailed directly to individual recipients. So not emailed to the company for distribution. They go directly to the staff members, and they can be sent out, but as soon as they're loaded, as soon as you pay the invoice within 24 hours, the order gets funded and the emails go directly out. So if you want to try to schedule when people get their emails, you can do that by varying when you pay the invoice, but there's no scheduling as such. You can't specify, you can't pay now for delivery on a date in December. That's not yet available. So just a quick comparison between the two. Spend in store physical, yes, swipe and sign. Digital Plus, yes, you can spend in store, tap with Google Pay or Apple Pay. Spend online, yep, same for both. You just register for 3D Secure, which is part actually of the activation process for both physical and digital cards now. Spend abroad, yep, anywhere that accepts MasterCard. Delivery options for physical, like we said, bulk delivery, individual delivery, or order portal. Digital Plus is emailed directly to the recipients. Express delivery option, yeah, you can shorten the lead times by opting for express delivery, express order. Branding options, yes, for physical, the personalized message printed on the card wallet, company logo on the envelope, greeting card separately inserted into the envelope, and a branded card carrier. And for Digital Plus, personalized email message and a branded email if you wish. Order lead times, physical card is 4 to 6 business days typically, and Digital Plus 3 to 4 business days typically. Saves a day on the delivery. Card activation, physical cards, yep, you activate your card when you receive it on allgo.getmybalance.com. There's a link to that on our own website as well, which is allgogiftcard.com. Digital Plus, you get an email, you click the link, it downloads the Get My eCard app, and once you have accessed the card, you can tap once and add it to your Google Pay and Apple Pay. Balance card and transactions, yes, physical cards on on your cardholder login, allgo.getmybalance.com. On Digital Plus, the Get My eCard app, which you still maintain on your phone, even though you're going to be using mostly it on Google Pay and Apple Pay, presumably. But the Get My eCard app has all your balance and transactions of your Digital Plus card on it. So they're the main differences between the two different types of card. So we're just going to start we have a few polls to do today to keep everybody interested. First one is between physical and digital. What card choice do you think you're going to use this year? Physical cards, digital cards, or maybe even a mixture of both? So we let that run for another few seconds. Get a good response there. Last orders. Okay, let's see what the scores and the doors are. So physical cards, 57%, digital cards, about 30%, mixture of both, 14%. And yeah, that's about right. Digital cards, about 30%. We're finding physical cards, 60 to 70%. Digital growing a little bit year on year, but physical still in the majority. So that's pretty much chimes with what we see in our orders as well. So moving on. Pricing and lead times. Okay, so very quickly, we're going to talk about the lead times. So physical cards, like I said, the standard order is 6 business days. So that's if you follow this example, which is on day one, you place your order on the website. We send you the invoice the same day. You pay the invoice day 2. We receive the funds day 3. Day 4, the cards are loaded. Day 5, the cards are dispatched. Day 6, the cards are delivered. That's how it goes. Standard order, 6 business days. Could be a day less, but it's not, nothing is guaranteed. It could be a day more if the delivery is delayed. Express, then what it does is that we will then express order is you place the order, we send you the invoice the same day, and as soon as the invoice is paid, we fund the cards and send them out. So it saves 1 to 2 days on the delivery. Now it's not guaranteed, but express orders get priority. Digital Plus cards, then slightly lower lead times. Standard order is 4 business days. So you place the order day 1, we send you the invoice the same day, you pay the invoice day 2, the funds are received day 3, and within 24 hours the cards are loaded and emailed out together automatically. That's a standard order. Express order, 3 business days. Now, business days are Monday to Friday, excluding bank holidays. In December, we'll also be working on Saturdays. So it'll actually be Monday to Saturday will be the business days. Red zone is December 10th to the 24th, and that adds 1 to 2 working days to the above lead time. So when you go and place your order after December 10th, you'll be asked to tick a box to make sure that you understand that you're now in red zone and that there are longer lead times. So as we keep saying, get your order in before December 10th, if at all possible, if you want quicker lead times and faster responses. Lead times are not guaranteed. There's no guarantee on lead times anymore. Delays will occur if you don't pass our client security checks, which happen in the background if you're a new client and you place an order, or if you change your order, delay invoice payment, or pay into the incorrect IBAN. All those things can cause delays. So lead times are not guaranteed. And there's one thing to note this year. We use DPD and Action Dispatch for our delivery of physical cards. But there's been a lot of talk in the press about fastway couriers going into liquidation, and what effect that's going to have on deliveries is yet to be seen. But it is not going to be good news for people expecting deliveries near to Christmas, because already the system for delivery is under pressure with one provider less in the market, and this doesn't just apply to gift cards, but to deliveries in general. It's going to be a bit fraught this year, I can imagine, because of the fact that one of the bigger players in the delivery market is not going to be working in the peak season. So just be mindful of that as well. We don't use fastway couriers, and we haven't ever used them, but I know some other competitors are. But regardless of that, there's going to be pressure on all the other courier deliveries this year, and it's something to bear in mind. So basic pricing. For AllGo physical cards, the basic pricing starts at €5 per card for orders up to €5,000, going down on a sliding scale to €0 per card if your order is over 200,000. So, most people are somewhere between, say, €1 and €5. Digital cards is €1 more, so it's a sliding scale from €6 per card down to €1 per card. And then physical delivery costs are €15 normally for up to 100 cards, €25 for over 100 cards, €40 if you want to deliver in Europe. Individual delivery, if you're sending those cards out directly to staff, it's €3.50 per card, but there's a minimum charge of €35. So it's not cheaper if you only have one or two cards. It's not cheaper to go for individual delivery. It's cheaper to go for bulk delivery if you have a small number of cards, under 10 cards. And order portal, pretty specialized. It's $5.50 per card. We set it up for you and send an email to staff to let them know how to log in and order their card for delivery to the address that they want. Digital Plus delivery is more straightforward, no charge, and it's sent directly out to the individuals. The add-ons then, express orders for physical and for digital, €1 per card extra. And like I said, that shaves 1 to 2 working days off the standard or off the delivery times. Personalized message is 50 cents per card if you want us to print it on the card carrier or send it out as part of the email that goes to staff with the Digital Plus card. Company logo can be put onto the envelope. Greeting card can be printed up and put in to the physical card wallet and envelope with the card. And the card wallet itself, the card carrier, can be fully branded too if you want to. Those cost €1 per card. On the Digital Plus side, you can brand the email that goes out pre the actual Digital Plus Mastercard email from being sent as well. So you have those digital options. You can select those when placing the order and we'll process them accordingly. Okay, poll number 2. When do you plan to order your tax-free gift cards this year? Let me just launch this. When do you plan on placing your order? So a good response there. Bear in mind that we're already in, I guess, the second week in November, but that's still the first half of November, let's say. So let's share the results on this. So when do you plan on ordering? 53% of participants today are going to order in the second half of November, which I love to see. First week in December, 31%. That's great. Get it in there before the 6th of December. That's spot on. Second week in December, you're getting into red zone. So 7% of people. Third week in December, 2%. After Christmas, nobody. So there's about 9% of people who are going to be skirting with the red zone. And some people first half of November. So 7% first half of November, which I guess is this week as well. So look, that's really good to see. Basically, 91% of people will have ordered before red zone, and therefore will benefit from quicker lead times and the better response times if they have queries on it afterwards. So that's really encouraging to see. So on to the next section, which are the cutoff dates. So let me just go through this a little bit slower, I guess. The order cutoff dates for December 24th delivery. So for standard cards, so these are the very latest dates that you can order and still receive cards for the 24th. But bear in mind, it's not guaranteed, and bear in mind that the potential difficulties with delivery this year. So on physical cards, a standard order, you can place your order on December the 16th and still expect delivery by December the 24th, not guaranteed. If you go for an express physical card order, you can place your order on December the 18th and still get delivery on December 24th, which is the following Wednesday. Digital Plus cards, you can order standard up until Friday, December 19th, and still get delivery by email to individuals on the 24th. Express order is the Saturday, December 20th. Now, these are the very latest dates. We don't recommend these dates. These are the very latest dates that you can order and still get delivery by the 24th. However, you are delivering in red zone, like I said, between December 10th and December 24th, so things will slow down and you won't get the same level of service. There's a full explanation of what red zone means on our website, and when you order after the 10th of December, you will have to accept the additional red zone terms and conditions. Now, even though those cutoff times above are for physical and digital cards for delivery before December 24th. December 24th is a Wednesday this year, And what we find, what we found in the past is that the Friday before, so in this case, in this December, Friday the 19th of December is actually the sort of cutoff date for a lot of companies because staff go on holidays on Christmas week. So even though you can order like physical and digital cards up until the 20th of December, for many companies, that's just way too late because their staff are sort of already gone. And so I'm flagging this because even though we have these cutoff dates, the cutoff dates are for December 24th, which isn't much use to a lot of companies. So really, you've got to work back from maybe the Friday the 19th, and again have your order placed before December 10th if you want to get them delivered before Friday 19th, before your staff break up. Each company is different, but don't be caught out between thinking that, well, you could order on the 16th or even the 18th and still have your cards for your staff. And that will only be the case if your staff are working right up to Christmas Eve. So MasterCard process, ordering process. I'm going to flick over to our website in a second and just show you this in action. But in general, you place your order online, and there's a form, a physical form and a digital form. You order online at allgogiftcard.com. You upload a spreadsheet of employees, which you can download directly from the page. You pass our security checks if you're a new client. That's what we do in the background. We very rarely have to reach out and get additional information. Sometimes we do, but mostly we do that ourselves in the background. From regulatory point of view, we have to run KYB checks. Once you pass the security checks, you will receive your invoice by email. You pay your invoice as quickly as possible. You pay it by bank transfer, and there is a system in place where you will get an IBAN on the bottom of your email on your invoice. That IBAN will be a German or a Danish IBAN. What happens is that's an individual IBAN specifically for your account, for your corporate account in MasterCard. You pay your funds into that IBAN, and your funds are marked as only being usable and only being allowed to be used for your cards. So it's a very secure way of transferring funds from your bank account into your corporate wallet to load on your cards. Now, the money it doesn't stay in Germany or in Denmark. You get an individual IBAN, you pay by SEPA, there's no charge for it. It's a next day transfer. The funds pass through that routing IBAN and go into Bank of Ireland settlement account, which is where they stay until the cards are spent. But that the reason why there are foreign IBANs is not because the funds sit on those countries, it's because that's the technical system for marking your orders as coming from you. So once the funds then reach the settlement account and through the system we can see that the order has been funded, we will then process and dispatch your card. So if it's a physical card, we print up the card wallets with the employee names in them, package them and send them out to you by courier. And if it's digital, the email with to each individual will go out automatically as soon as the order is funded. Then the recipients then will activate their cards. Physical recipients will come onto allgogiftcard.com, click on the cardholder login, go through the process to activate their card using their last name and the activation code, which we email out to each company in advance. So you get an activation code and you use the name on the card, and that makes sure that the cards are securely activated only by the person it was intended for. Digital is a little bit different. You can only access the card through the email that the card was sent to. So that's the email that we get from the company. So I'm just going to, like I said, quickly flick over to allgogiftcard.com. Let me just log out of WordPress. That's not very slick, so I apologize for that. Do that again. On our website, it's sort of divided up into three different sections. The home page will tell you everything you need to know about physical and digital cards, the reasons to choose this, the top FAQs, red zone explained. All the information about ordering is there. If you want to know about physical cards and particularly how to use your physical card, There's a physical card page section, which tells you everything about activation, enabling 3D secure transactions and balances, spending, even if you have to order a replacement card, it's all there. Same with Digital Plus cards. It's a page dedicated with lots of videos and step-by-step guides to how you activate your card and access your app. There is a whole section on small benefit as well. Like I said, if you want to understand more about this small benefit scheme and how you can maximize your use of it. But what I really wanted to draw your attention to is over here on the right, order now physical and digital. If you want to order physical cards, you go here, you fill out your contact details, your order details, which is the number of cards and the card value. You can download the spreadsheet here and use that to upload it in the right format. Select your optional extras, select your delivery options, and your air code. Payment method is always going to be bank transfer. We need to ask some legislative or regulatory questions about your origin of funds, so paying from an Irish bank account or a foreign bank account and using it for the small benefit scheme or some other purpose. And that's all. You agree to terms and conditions and off your order goes. Digital is very, very similar. It's just a different spreadsheet that you download to be able to process the order. And then in addition to that, there's lots and lots of other resources. There's FAQs, service updates, blogs, videos, webinars, how to order replacement cards, how to cancel cards, Red Zone explained. And a new feature this year that's actually proving very, very useful is our AI chatbot, which you can type in virtually anything, even badly, like my tough fingers will type in, and you'll be able to very quickly search the website for information on anything to do with information about the cards or specifically about your orders. So I think that's enough out of me for a minute. I'm just going to go do the last poll of the day. And this poll is a little bit of an open-ended one because I'm really interested to hear what people intend to spend their MasterCard on. If you're going to go for a MasterCard gift card, of course, the advantage is that you can spend it anywhere. So I really like to know, has anybody wants to share where or what they intend to spend their MasterCard gift card on? And just get a few ideas about what people are spending theirs on. So you got to type in what you think you're going to spend it on, then we'll share the answers. It's all anonymous, of course, and like we were asked on our AI chatbot just yesterday from an employee, can my employer see what I spend my card on? The answer is no, but it was an interesting question that our chatbot actually struggled with, but we've now sorted it out. So this is all anonymous, so we won't hold you to this, but it'll be interesting to see. So we've got a good number of people who've put in answers. Share the results. Oh, how do you share the results? The question. All right. Now, actually, I'm not going to share the results because the emails are there as well. But what I am going to do is just go down quickly, give you an idea about what people are intending to share their MasterCard gift cards on. Groceries, gym membership, fashion, shopping, clothes, towards a family holiday, travel, electrical goods, Christmas gifts, shoes, with an exclamation mark, myself and speakers, home improvements, holiday, restaurant food, Christmas shopping, clothes, hotel breaks, Christmas gifts, hotel stay, holiday, treats for myself, my family, gift for my daughter, January sales, Christmas presents, trip away, electrical goods, Christmas presents, clothes, Christmas gifts, buying myself new clothes. So yeah, a lot of good answers there. And holidays actually feature quite strongly, as do groceries actually. I think that's what happens every year as well. Okay, so finally, I'm going to hand back over to Sinead, who's going to curate the Q&A session. And so the floor is open to anybody to ask any questions on anything I've said or anything I've left out. And this is going to be a little bit like a one-man quiz because our other panelists today all got sick. So fire your questions and I'll see if we can answer them.
Good. Who wants to be a millionaire? So give you four options. So yeah, please do pop your questions into the Q&A box there. We'll answer as many as we can. I see a few coming in here now already. Just someone asking about a delay with their order processing. They said, is this something that happens regularly, and is there a reason the invoice wouldn't be sent out automatically?
No, there's the invoice should if you're ordering right now, the invoice will be sent out on the same day. In a very exceptional circumstances, it could be the next day. If you don't receive your invoice, please contact us because the likelihood is that maybe it's gone to spam or something. But the invoices are going out, especially this time, every single day. So there should be no delays. The only other thing that sometimes can cause a delay are the security checks. So if we can't quite verify your company or your business entity in the background before we send the invoice out if you're a new customer. But if that happens, you should still be contacted within a day to be asked for additional, whatever the additional information is. So there should be no delays with invoicing.
And then just on a similar question there, is there a helpline that can be contacted should we face issues with the shipments?
Yes, there's a helpline on our website and you can contact us there. There's an orders email inbox and there's a card holder inbox you can email as well. But like I said, there's also a lot of help on our website through AI chatbot and how to track orders, and you get a tracking number anyway with your physical delivery, so you can track it yourself and see the progress it's making. So there's a lot of stuff you could do yourself. As opposed to having to ring us, But yes, we have staff on phones, on emails, 5 days a week now, 6 days a week from the end of November.
Yeah, and as you say, the AI chatbot is 24/7. So anytime, day or night, you've got someone to answer your questions, which is really just a great feature now to be able to have. So I have someone asking, can you add the physical card to your wallet?
To your mobile wallet, no, you can't. You just spend it in store by swipe and sign. So that's a feature that a lot of people have asked for, actually, and something we will definitely explore. But for now, no. Physical, you spend in store, swipe and sign. Digital Plus, you can click to add to your mobile wallet.
Is there a time limit for use of the cards?
No, the cards are valid for a minimum of 5 years. So you've got at least 5 years to use them up. There's a valid through date on the front of each card, so you'll see when you receive it. And so no real restrictions up to 5 years. However, after 12 months, there is an account management fee, which is €3 per month on any unused balance after 12 months. So to avoid those charges, you should spend your balance on your card within 12 months to receive it.
Question here about delivery. Someone's asking if they can collect the vouchers from the office.
Yes, there's a collection option. When you place your order, you just mark it down collection. You won't be charged for delivery, obviously. The one thing is you need to wait until you're informed that the cards are ready for collection, because we've had it before that people have turned up looking for their order, but it hasn't been processed. And it just means that they're sitting around for a long time, until the order is actually processed. So don't turn up until you're told that your order is ready for collection. And sorry, you'll get an email about that as the order processes goes through all the different stages. You'll get automatic emails to let you know at each stage where the card is, and you can also log in to our system and see track your order as it gets processed through our company internally here. And then if you are getting delivery, you'll be able to get a tracking number, which will be automatically emailed to you, and then you'll be able to track it on the DPD or Action Dispatch website.
There's a few different questions coming in about the KYB process, so I might just try to put a few of them together because I think they are on a very similar train here. Someone asking if you need to do the security check if you have ordered previously. And similarly, someone else is asking if they'd be considered a regular customer and would there still be background checks if they order regularly. So maybe just a little bit of information about the KYB process.
Yeah, so the KYB process has to be done, for all sort of anti-money laundering purposes for all clients that we sell Mastercard to. That's a requirement from the central bank and from European directives. And actually, this year the system changed and the requirements increased on KYB. So what we did was we took all of our thousands of customers and we KYB ran them through our KYB process, our new process again. So we have already pre-approved 99% of all of our customers. There was a couple of hundred that we couldn't get a hold of, that we needed extra information from. But apart from that, you could assume that you are, if you've ordered from us previously in the last 12 months, you are pre-approved and past KYB. The KYB cert that we sort of generate internally will last for about 3 years. So you won't need to pass that again for another 3 years. For new customers, when you place an order and you're flagged as a new customer, we run our KYB checks in the background using a number of financial systems to basically verify who you are, and the bona fides of your business and the cards that you're receiving. And in again, about 90% of cases, we have enough information from what we can gather and from what you've inputted into the order form to be able to pass you and send you your invoice. And then you won't have to do another security check for 2 to 3 years on average, depending on what level of pass you get. And so all that is taken care of internally. It's very rare then that we need to reach out and ask you for additional information. But if we do, it'll be mostly around your bank account and your source of funds, sometimes about trying to verify your ultimate beneficial owner if your company structure is complicated. But we've done this now for 10,000 clients already this year, so we've got a good system up and running as to how we do it, and we try to make it as painless and as invisible, I guess, to our clients as possible.
Thank you. And just on a similar note there, someone's asking if they need a CRO number.
You don't need a CRO number, but it does. If you have a CRO number, it makes the process of KYB a lot easier because it's easier to get public information and system information on companies with a CRO number because it's publicly available information. But there's a lot of business entities and other type of entities out there that just don't have CRO numbers. There's a lot of charities. There's clubs. There's partnerships. There's lots of other business and structures. That's fine. If you're a doctor or if you're a medical practitioner or you're someone who doesn't have a CRO, that you don't need to give it to us. Leave it up to us. We will still have to do the same KYB checks, and it does increase the possibility of us having to reach out to you and ask you for additional information. So it may slow down your first order a small bit, but it's not a requirement. But it's good if you have
them. Perfect. Thank you very much. I have a question here about say I need to order 12 cards with a 1,000 balance, so 12,000 in total. But paying the invoice, their bank has a max payment of 5K per transaction. Can they split the payments to cover it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, no problem. So you'll still get your invoice for 12,000. You'll get your individual IBAN, your Danish or German IBAN, and you can transfer, in a number of different installments. What happens is the system will not tell us that your order is funded and therefore we can proceed with it until the entire amount of the invoice is funded. So you can keep putting, money in. When it reaches the point that the order that's active is now fully funded, as in we have exactly the right amount of money or more than the order total, then the system tells us this order is now ready for processing, and then we start printing the cards and packaging them to send out to you. So, if you're doing that over a number of days, the lead times will extend a little bit more because, it'll add a few days then to the delivery. But if you order in plenty of time, that won't be an issue.
And again, just on a similar note here, someone asked, not really a question, but just asked us to highlight that they received a different IBAN for the physical card order and the digital card order. And they actually didn't realize at the time that it was the two different ones, and they paid in full on one IBAN. So it added a complication to their order last year. So they just wanted to highlight that for other people who might not have realized that was possible.
Yeah, apologies for that. It has happened that but for whatever reason, and I don't even fully understand it myself, that when these IBANs are generated, sometimes it generates two, a German one and a Danish one, and then it can be the case that you get invoiced one time with your for a German IBAN and the next time with a Danish IBAN. What we say is please check the IBAN at the bottom of your invoice and just match it to that every time. This also is a question this year because the banks have introduced this payee verification. So when you go to pay any invoice using online banking from any of the big banks, it will try to match the name of the bank account that you're transferring to with the name it has registered. And 9 times out of 10 it doesn't match. So what it does is, and in our case with these IBANs, it never matches. So it sends back a warning that says, "Are you sure this is the right payee?" And very simply, what we say is just check the IBAN at the bottom left of the invoice on your invoice. It's either the German one that you've used before or it's the Danish one. If it's correct, if it's identical to what you're transferring, then just go ahead, ignore the warning, go ahead and process the payment. If you end up with two IBANs and you pay into the wrong one, well, what we will do, you let us know. What we will do is get the funds transferred over to the other one and then process the order. But again, I know it's awkward, and it's not ideal. It adds to the delivery time. So I can just apologize for that. It's not the slickest system in the world, but it's a system that we have to work with as well.
See, there's a few more questions that did come in around IBANs, and I guess the rule of thumb is always just to double check. A few people are asking if they've always had paid the same one. Is it likely to be the same this year? Just always double check before transferring funds, just for your own
Yeah,
safety now with online
yeah.
transactions, and we'll support
And
you in any way you can. Yeah,
yeah, and look, not if you ordered before, 9 times out of 10 it will be the same one again. But please just check the
just
IBAN
in
because
case.
you
Yeah.
just don't you just like we can't say it for definite. And it's not a system that we control, so it's something we just all have to work with, unfortunately. But we will sort it out. If you've paid and the funds have gone, haven't ended up in the right IBAN, we will sort it out as quickly as possible if you contact us.
I have a few questions here. People asking if it's possible to see a record of their previous orders if they're not sure what they ordered last year and might want to do the same again.
Um, that is a very good question. And you you may be able to get that on by logging into our customer portal, but I'm not 100% sure. You can send us an email and we can look up your order from the previous year and let you know what it was. I'm not sure there's any other easier way of doing it other than contact our orders team and ask what your order was from the year before.
Getting rid of a couple of these now that we've answered. Um, just in terms of the digital cards, if you want to just clarify again the about the dates and activation around ordering. So this person's asking, can you set a specific date on the team receives the card via email, or does it automatically send when the cards are funded?
Yeah, so the digital cards are automatically emailed once the orders are funded, which is 24 hours after you've paid the invoice, normally. But it's not a scheduling as such, it's an estimation. So the answer is no, they can't be scheduled for exactly, but you can control up to a degree when people receive their cards. So you can place your order for digital plus cards, and then you can sort of wait for a few days before you pay.
And just I have a question here, just asking for a bit more information on the small benefit limits. If you could just give us a Cliff Notes version. And again, we do have a lot of information on this on the website, and we do have a PDF guide as well. But I'd like to do
Yeah,
the quick version.
sure. So very simply, it's €1,500 per employee per year, uh, in a maximum of 5 gift cards. So you can give 5 gift cards per year up to a combined maximum of €1,500. and it's tax free. So the company doesn't pay any employee or PRSI or PAYE. The employee doesn't pay any PAYE, universal social charge, or PRSI. So it's a saving, a net saving of up to 50%. So you can save up to about €1,000 per employee on tax alone between the employer and the employee if you give the maximum €1,500. But like I said, the restrictions are €1,500, maximum 5 combined rewards a year up to that total. Non-cash, so you can't pay it through payroll. It has to be in a non-cash format. So gift card is perfect, and it can't be salary sacrifice. So you can't, reduce somebody's salary and give them a gift card instead. It needs to be on top of their standard remuneration. But a lot of companies do use it for bonuses. Even discretionary bonuses are fine. So companies do tend to pay, say, the first €1,500 of any annual bonus tax free, and that's fine as long as it's not a contractually guaranteed bonus that's written into your contract that you get X amount on a bonus every year, and that's perfectly fine. You can do it that way as well. Lots of questions are answered on our website or chatbot as well, and in our small benefit scheme section.
Yeah, exactly. I do have one other small benefit one that I quite like here. I work for 2 companies. Can I get 1,500 from each? So we were asked this one previously when we had a tax expert on the call in the previous webinar, which I enjoyed very much. But I believe our understanding was that it's per company, per employee.
Yeah. So revenue have clarified this now. And if you're an employee of 2 companies, each company can give you a small benefit scheme reward up to €1,500. Yeah, that's allowed. It's the limit is exactly. The limit is per employer, not per employee.
Yeah, fantastic. What's left from last year be transferred to this year's card?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Can a balance from a previous card be transferred onto a new card? Or yes, or are they always their own?
No, they can't. You can't merge cards, I'm afraid. No, if you've got a card from last year, you've got to use it up, and then if you get a new card from this year, you've got to start again, basically.
Now, I've got a question about the customer portal and how they get access to that.
The customer portal is a link that's sent out to you when you place an order, and it allows you to see into our CRM system. As long as you're associated with that order, you can log in and you can track any service tickets, like any support tickets, any orders, which is also an order ticket, and you can see the stage it's at within our system. So yeah, it's very, very useful that way as well. You also then get automatic emails with things like the activation code, your tracking number, as and when the orders progress to that stage. So I don't have the link exactly to hand right now, but you get it in the confirmation email once you place your order.
Thank you. Someone just asked that they were late arriving to the webinar, and is there a recording available? And yes, we will be sending out the recording to all registrants and the slides as well. And yes, hopefully they'll give you everything that you might have missed. But if you do have any other questions, we've got 10 minutes left, so do pop that in if there was anything specific that you might have missed. There's lots of them coming in. Can payments be made to non-employees? So, example, a company director, not an employee.
Some company directors are employees. You can give a gift card to anyone you want, but if they're not an employee, they won't benefit from any tax advantage, because the tax saving is on their employee income mostly, and on the employer PRSI. So you can give it, but there won't be a saving on it if the director is not an employee, so not also an employee. You can give it as a gift, for example, and then that's subject, that for the company, that's like any gift that you give to an external person, and for the person receiving it, it's a gift that they've received or a gratuity that they've received, and they can deal with that as they see fit for in any other type of self-employed income return.
Someone's just asking what the location is for collection if they choose to collect their cards.
The collection is Dublin 8 in the digital depot here, which is opposite the Guinness Storehouse. So it's that type of area.
Um, because we're coming in. Someone's saying they tried to order last year and had to pay in Danish krona, and they had to um, calculate the equivalent in euros. And is
Okay,
that
no, that's not the case, and apologies for that because that did happen a few times last year. So uh, you must pay in euro. You cannot pay in kroner, and if you do, the order won't fund. So now, as part of an email you get to say how do I pay, you'll get a set of instructions, and one of them says, do not pay in any currency other than euro. So what happens is if you've got a Danish individual IBAN, when you go onto your online banking to pay the invoice and you select, oh, this is a recipient in Denmark, it will automatically, your online banking will automatically flip the currency to Danish kroner. But you don't want to pay in Danish kroner, you want to pay in euro because that's what the invoice is. So you need to change that. You're paying to a Danish IBAN, you're paying in euro, and you're paying the exact amount that's on the invoice to the IBAN. And then you send euro, euro is what is received. There's no exchange. Therefore, the order will be exactly funded correctly with the right amount of money, and it'll process that way. So do not transfer anything if you other than euro. And if there's any issue when you're doing that with your online banking, stop and contact your bank and ask them how do you transfer to Denmark in euro.
okay, thank you. There's a question here about the enhanced revenue reporting. Someone asking, do we need to report to ERR before or after gift cards are received?
Well, according to the legislation to date, it needs to be done before the cards are given, before the benefit date, and that applies to enhanced revenue reporting for all the other expenses like subsistence and homeworking expenses that companies pay. So the legislation is you need to report it beforehand. However, everybody in the world, in Ireland, has been saying to revenue for the past 2 years since the euro came in, this is not workable. Nobody can do this. It just doesn't function. And so in practice, most companies are reporting it after the event through their payroll. We have contacted the Minister of Finance and Revenue and told them that nobody can comply with this and it's a pain for everybody and it's an issue and they need to change the legislation. The finance bill is meant to be published finally today or tomorrow. The actual finance bill, will see if they change that to something sensible for businesses, and not just for small benefit, but also for all the other expenses that come under ERR. Let's see, will they change it? If they do, well done, but they were told about 3 million times to do it. If they don't, I despair because it's a ridiculous requirement, and it's unworkable for many companies, big and small, But like I said, most companies just ignore that requirement and just report it afterwards because it's the only workable solution.
Okay, thank you very much. Some of these that we actually did get to. There's someone asking, is there a list of where you can spend, or is it anywhere that takes MasterCard?
Yeah, it's anywhere that can take MasterCard. There are a few restrictions to do with the types of transactions, and these are all on our website. You go onto our website and ask the chatbot. There are certain types of transactions like subscriptions, like recurring payments. You can't use it for that. You can't. So utility bills, you can't really use it on that. You can't use it for things like gambling or charity donations or anything that's high risk in terms of money laundering. There are a small number of stores, some garages, as in Circle K, some of those, and some mobile phone shops you can't spend it in Ireland. And then outside of that, there are some countries that are on sanctions lists and high risk lists, and you can't spend it there again. So there are some restrictions. It's not completely true to say you can spend it absolutely everywhere that accepts MasterCard, but we're talking about 1% if you're spending in Ireland. So you can take it by and large, you can spend it everywhere. And for a retailer, they don't even need to know that it's an AllGo gift card rating. You just hand them the card and they swipe it like any gift card through their POS system. They don't need to do anything extra. They don't pay commission. They don't need an agreement with us. It's just a payment method that every business, from Tesco down to your local cafe to any online retailer, will be able to process through the Mastercard payment system.
Perfect. And just on a similar theme there, someone's asking with the digital gift cards then, can they be used online or is it a tap to pay with your phone? Is it only that kind of wallet?
No, you can also pay online. Again, you can access the card and see the card numbers in your when you download the Get My eCard app. So you can click on the actual card, you'll see it, you get the numbers. You have to enroll it in 3D Secure, which means you have to add in your mobile number so that you can get a secure SMS when you're spending online. But then you can spend it anywhere online that accepts, Mastercard as well.
Okay. And then if you're returning an item, would the refund be added back onto the gift card? This might be dependent on the retailer.
You can get refunds back onto your gift card. Yeah. That can happen. Yeah, that is possible. Yeah. Yeah. It's rare, but it's possible. I would not maybe encourage that though, because these gift cards are not like banking cards. They're not like a debit card like that you have from your bank account. They're designed really to be loaded once and spent any number of times, but the flow of money is always going one way. So this will happen. So refunds can be, but it won't be as slick as using your own bank card, which is used to money in, money out.
Um, I reckon we have time for one more, and there's a bunch that have come in. I'm sorry we can't get to everyone, but thank you very much for submitting so many questions. I'm just trying to scroll back and see if I missed any ones that look longer. Um, these we actually have covered about the digital cards. This is a nice one. If I place one order but with different money values, do I just attach a spreadsheet to break it down?
Yeah, well, if you're ordering one card or 1,000 cards, you still need to submit a spreadsheet with the employee name and the amounts on each one. So that spreadsheet you download from our website. So you have to do it anyway. And you can then put in individual amounts next to each staff member. But you can't submit an order without supplying that spreadsheet of names and amounts anyway.
Exactly. And if any questions you have about the ordering process, as you say, we do have the AI chatbot now, which is very well trained and very, very useful for getting immediate answers 24/7. We do have the phone lines, we do have email support as well. But I would say to start with the AI chatbot because it will be your quickest response for sure, and we will answer as many questions as we can for the phones and email as well. I think that's about all we have time for, I'm afraid. And just a big thank you, really, for joining us this morning and for being so engaged with your questions and your poll answers. We're very, very grateful for your time.
Yeah, thanks a million. And we'll have an email of the recording and links to some of those FAQs and downloadable assets as well out to everybody by tomorrow. So thanks very much and have a good rest of the week.
Thank you.